What's up everybody, Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be talking about disappointing issues relating to that battle. So in this video I'm talking about matchups, characters, etc. So let's get into this. The first thing I'd like to talk about is that battles itself. You know, so far, this season has been, in a way, almost good. For example, I personally enjoyed some dead battles more than others. You know, um, there's been a total of 5 death battles this season overall. Now the first death battle, you know, this season, I think they started off nice. The second one and then onwards, it kind of fell short. Like for example, the that battle that really got me to be like, okay, this season matchups isn't the best was the Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar, Demon Slayer versus JoJo. Now, I personally think that was an awful matchup, and I heard for a long time that what was it? Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist was the favorite one to fight Jonathan Joestar from JoJo Bizarre Adventures. You know, so I was surprised when this one was announced because I thought this season was supposed to be the most beloved or most wanted or most fan wanted death battle. So to see Tanjiro, which I think is just not a good matchup. At this point, this is the equivalent of having Trunks versus Tanjiro because, and I don't know, this and that. I feel because I could easily see Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar and see that, look, okay, this is clearly like a stomp in a way. And don't get me wrong, I love Tanjiro, and I think JoJo, it's not that bad. What was it? Overall, I think the issues for me comes is that both of them kind of had better opponents. You know what I mean? I think they especially Tanjiro, and knowing how JoJo is, it ain't gonna work, yo. That's like putting that's like putting 2B against Android 18. It ain't going to go good. You know what I mean? And so that's how I saw it, and that's why I don't like it because it's a stomp fight. I do not like stomp fights, unless it's a funny way. You know what I mean? I think that would be acceptable, like a chocobo versus a Koopa, something like that. Because yeah. But besides that, next one after that, Vegeta's death battle overall was awful as well, and I don't want to get into that one, but then onwards, yeah, all the way to Tetsuo's death battle, which wasn't, yeah, it was awful. And the animation fight itself was okay. It was good, I like the ending. At least what I could say, that one had similar ending to Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar, where they actually, kind of had some respect for their opponent. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed that. That's for this entire season, the best of that battle so far would be I think was the first one. The first one was really fun. You know, and then after that something happened and then they went wrong. You know, to be honest, like in the beginning of that battle season, I thought it was going to really be unique matchups and this and that. Of course, I knew the unfortunate thing was going to happen where Tanjiro is going to. I mean, not Tanjiro. Tetsuo is going to be matched up with, yeah, the one that's going to stomp him, basically. And what's the worst thing? Many of these characters have wonderful matchups. You know what I mean? For example, like I said, I think it was kind of on the opinion of Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist versus Jonathan Joestar. I think that would have been interesting. Tanjiro could have fought someone else. Who would that be? I'm not that sure. Maybe, I don't know, random character Deku from My Hero Academia. But hey, I would vote for Tanjiro on that one, by the way, because I actually know a little bit more with Tanjiro now that I've seen. Not the full anime yet, still working on that. And also, a little side note, Demon Slayer Season 3 is coming out next year here. But that's besides the point. I personally did, enjoy that. What was it? The first one, and although, yeah, That battle. I hate it when a company has potential. Like that battle, Nintendo and etc. You know what I mean? But they don't use their full, what was it, skills and knowledge, etc., to do better things. And what was it? What they're used to doing. In this case, that battle does that battles, but their matchups aren't that good. They really are not. And I hate when people use the excuse of this is a legacy matchup. Hell, if you legacy, look, don't get me wrong. If you like a dead battle, you like a dead battle. Dead battle matchup, and the death battle itself. I'm not going to try to take that away from you. Like, but hey, I'm going to have my opinion. Like, you have your opinion. You think Tanjiro was jumping Joestar is amazing death battle, and Tetsuo's death battle was amazing. Cool, I like that you happy. But hell, I'm gonna have my own opinion, and I think they both fucking suck. You know what I mean? Style fights sound cool, and Vegeta's battle fucking shit too. But but the one after that was pretty insane. Now, but I did like Tetsu's. Tetsu. I think he had better matchups. You know what I mean? I think it would have been interesting to see Tetsuo fight like someone like Lucy from Elfen Lied. Let's see, there was also other opponents. Um, so yeah, for example, I was looking back into it, and yeah, Tetsuo had a few matchups that sounded interesting. My favorite of this was Lucy from Elfen Lied versus Tetsuo from Akira. I think that would have been nice. I know both characters. I love both characters. I think I love both franchises. I would have personally favored Lucy. I think she still would have really ripped him a lot. But they would have been, oh, that would have been really interesting and crazy if they did Lucy from Elfen Lied versus Tetsuo. But hey, maybe they do Mewtwo versus Lucy, and that would be insane too. Or maybe have a battle royale between all three of them. And let's just have fun. You know what I mean? A bloody battle royale, because oh yeah, that would have been insane too. But besides the fantasy wise, yeah, Mewtwo could have been an opponent. Lucy from Elfen Lied. Um, I think this would have been interesting and kind of creative. If they did that. But I think the biggest issues comes in the form of I just do not enjoy Stomp Fights that much unless it's like taken as a comedic way. You use two comedic characters. Like for example, if they did a stomp between a Goomba and a Chocobo, and then you just see like a Chocobo fucking pecking the shit out of the Goomba and KO. You know what I mean? But they stretch it out to make a comedic effect. Like funny stuff, like 1,000 Goombas, and then you have like gigantic Chocobos becoming, like random funny comedic stuff. That's a fun, that's a good stuff. Like okay, fine, you want to do that, but using actual characters that actually have potential to have a better matchup, and they have a better chance of making a good death battle. I think wasting characters like that, because that battles they on cheap and this and that. A lot of people might make the argument, they have made the argument in my comments before, and I just wanted to bring that little part up before someone comments, hey, but these aren't cheap. You know what I mean? I've had those comments before, so just wanted to bring this up real quick before you know so yeah, that battles aren't cheap to make. I understand, but you know look, this might be controversial to say, but the fans aren't always right. When they choose these battles, like a lot of times they look at the video game. A lot of people want, this or that, and then when they actually give certain things, like what do you expect? Like for example, fighting game characters. Some people like certain fighting game characters that really fucking suck. But hey, if you enjoy that, wonderful. But if they don't have it in the game, hey, you're happy, I'm happy, my character's on the game. Now we're all happy. I understand. But when it just sucks that when it comes down to these voices channels, which I enjoy and love. So I hate it when they have a stomp fight or a fight which they have potential, but they're never going to be able to use that potential due to well, this fight is basically against them, like the Tetsuo one. Tetsuo had no fucking chance of winning. Okay, like maybe when they started talking about like I did not expect them to talk about like oh he turns in like in the end of Kiwa, he turns into that and the monster and all that. I didn't expect them to include that into the death battle, and I enjoyed that. Like I said, the ending, how that Tetsuo death battle ended, I loved it, and and also I ah man, Akiwa characters in that battle. I like that idea. I hope they bring Tetsuo back in the future so they could experiment more with him, but this time in a fair way and not just in a stomp way. You know, maybe put like, hey, maybe the next time in that battle after the next one, it's Mewtwo versus Lucy, the real that battle we all wanted. But besides that, yeah, you see, like I ah, so yeah, that's my opinions of the latest Death Battle. So, and the other Death Battles. And, next time you use a Dragon Ball character, have Inuyasha fight, uh, what was it? Inuyasha versus Yamcha. Or Trunks versus Chrono from Chrono Trigger. You know, like these, you don't, like, I look at these Death Battle matchups and I'm like, there's other characters within the franchise that could have been put, like Vegeta, instead of Vegeta, have Trunks, and then Trunks versus Chrono, stuff like that I tend to think of. Oh, you put Tetsuo in that battle, but you put him in a death battle where he's going to die. Why not Tetsuo versus Lucy? No, for me, Tetsuo versus Mewtwo from Pokemon. Someone in his league or someone around his power level, like they say. And, it just leaves like a feeling to me, as a fan of these anime characters and serious and other characters as well, non-anime as well. Hell, even the gaming characters, I would say they do wrong. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just want to give a short video, well, not short, 12 minutes long, give a video talking about this overall. And I hope, well, next step battle I don't give a fuck about. I don't even remember. That's how you know you do not care about something. Is when you can't even remember what the hell is next time of that battle or what's the next thing relating to. So that's another thing that was recently in this season. Usually the past seasons I've been like, oh, next time the death battle is this, I thought about it and this and that. Nowadays I don't even remember the next time in death battles. It's just gotten to the point where I just kinda got bored of it, and not interested enough to even remember or care about it. And I don't know, that's a small little thing that I talk about. Now, if they have better matchups and all that, of course I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, next time in that battle is this and that. Huh. Let me know in the comments what you think. You think Tetsuo's that battle was fair? You think, legacy matchups or fan-made matchups are always good, this and that? And look, I enjoy I personally, at this point, I enjoy seeing the fan made that battle thumbnails online than the actual that battles itself. And because people get creative, you know what I mean? I enjoy that one. A character that would benefit coming back would be Solid Snake. Just wanted to put that out there. But with that being that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye.